Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to week 48 of the DC Sports Digest. Another busy week for many different teams. So without further ado, let's just get started. The Nationals did win the Marlins series. I think they only lost two of games against the Marlins this whole year, which is good. But unfortunately, we are on a 5-game losing streak to the Mets and starting the beginning of the series with the Cubs. And really, the season just can't end sooner for them. I hope they can get to 72 wins, get more than last year, but it may not even happen. But we did have Trevor Williams return from the 6-day IL, and he looked pretty good. But unfortunately, just didn't get any offensive help yesterday afternoon, and we lost our 5th in a row. But we do want to congratulate the Fred Nats for winning the championship in Low A. That was amazing to see. And then we have the Cubs series finishing this weekend, and then we have the Royals series, and then the start of the Phillies series, which will be the last one of the season, which is kind of crazy. I will still have a little more to recap. I'll have these to recap next week, and then the week after I'll have 2 more games to recap before the end of the season, and I probably won't have too much news after that. But we're almost done with the Nats season, which is probably a good thing. Wizards, I don't have any news, but I do have some news for the Capitals. They have training camp starting, but unfortunately, TJ Oshie is put on long-term IR, so everyone's kind of thinking he might be done, and I'm inclined to think that too, unfortunately. Unlike the Nats, we really kept a lot of people from that Stanley Cup victory team, but right now we really only have a few people left, like Ovi, Carlson, Tom Wilson. Like, there's not many people left from that team. It's unfortunate, but it's crazy. That was 6 years ago, and the Nats was 5 years ago. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, it's kind of sad to see some of these players go. It's really unfortunate how they've gone out, especially Ochi. But we do have preseason starting tomorrow, which is kind of crazy. We have games against the Flyers, Bruins, Devils, and Blue Jackets this week. So look out for some hockey coming up. And that's all for the Caps. Commanders, we beat the Giants 21-18. Very ugly game. But we do have a kicker. Austin Seibert went 7 for 7, which is a franchise record, and it won us the game because the bad was really just the offense was moving easily into the red zone, but once we got to the red zone, there's penalties. Like, we had a 1st and goal at the 6, I think, at one point, and we didn't score a touchdown. We just had a field goal. So that was just the unfortunate part, but 7 scoring drives, even if they're field goals, we were able to get the win, and also got lucky when Lincoln Davis was cooking us, but he dropped the ball. And also, Benjamin St. Juste, wanted to shout him out. He had a great game, actually looking pretty good. So now we'll have a difficult game on Monday against the Bengals, but there definitely are some keys to winning. The first one is the run game because they've allowed Ramondre Stevenson and Isaiah Pacheco on the Bengals and Chiefs. They've allowed them to have massive games rushing the ball, both over 100 yards. So if we can get B-Rob going again, B-Rob had a career high 133 yards. Last Sunday, so that was really good to see as well. Second most in the league for that week, which is great. So if we can get him going again, that would be great. Also, we want to keep in turn, that will help us keep the ball for longer and keep it out of Joe Burrow's hands. And then if it is in Joe Burrow's hands, we want to get some pressure and make him feel uncomfortable, because if he has enough time to get to his receivers, it's not going to be very good. Especially because it seems like T. Higgins is coming back, and he is going to be playing in this game, as well as Jamar Chase. So they're probably going to choose this week to go off. So we'll see what happens. Again, low expectations, kind of like the Bucks game. So it's gonna be good to see where we are as a team. And that's all for the Commanders. Other DC sports news: the Mystics lost to the G on Liberty. They did beat the Fever in the last game of the season. I think they broke another record, had 20,000 people plus at Capital One Arena, so that was great. But unfortunately, they missed the playoffs by 1 game because the dream ended up being the New York Liberty. So that was really unfortunate. Obviously, we're kind of in that middle ground where we're not getting number 1 draft pick and getting Paige Beckers, and we're also not making the playoffs. But then again, in the playoffs, we probably would have gotten swept by the New York Liberty because we would be the last seed playing the 1 seed. So I don't know how it would have went, but it was good to see them. They started 0-12, and they finished the season 14-14. So definitely a lot of improvement. So that's something. Washington Spirit beat Houston, but they also lost to Kansas City, unfortunately. And then their next game is going to be against Angel City next Friday. And then DC United tied New York City FC. They are an outside looking in. They're in the 9th seed, but they have the same amount of points as the 8th seed. I guess there's a tiebreaker, but They're definitely still in playoff contention. They have a game against Philly on Sunday, and then DC Power did not play this week. They have a game also on Sunday. And that's all I have, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!